surveillance drone last week.
National Security Advisor John Bolton has just said that all options remain on the table if Iran goes past its uranium limits, and he laid out what Iran needs to do
to completely and verifiably eliminate Iran's nuclear weapons program, its pursuit of ballistic missile delivery systems, its support for international terrorism.
After reports of deplorable conditions for children being held at detention centers near the southern border, hundreds are now being moved to new facilities. ABC News contributor and former Homeland Security official John Cohen says,
what we're seeing today is there is no organization across the federal government. The Department of Homeland Security is essentially being left to deal with this issue alone.
Chicago police now releasing video from the night that actor Jussie Smollett says he was attacked.
The dozens of video clips include police body camera video of officers' first encounter with Jussie Smollett after the alleged attack.
Okay, so can we turn it off?
Yeah. Also, police body camera images from the arrest of the Osendero brothers at O'Hare Airport days later. The video release comes days after a judge ruled a special prosecutor should look into the handling of the case.
ABC's Ryan Burrow in Chicago. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell set to meet today with sick 9/11 first responders. The meeting coming after criticism from comedian Jon Stewart. You're listening to ABC News.
There's nothing like meeting face-to-face, and there's nothing like Zoom to make that happen. Zoom lets you connect and do business across town or around the world. Zoom ties together all of your communication needs into one easy platform for video conferencing, phone calls, group chat, webinars, and your conference rooms. Connect easily from anywhere, your mobile phone, your laptop, or conference room. Zoom is how business gets done. Get your free account at Zoom.com today. Meet happy with Zoom.
Ready to create your own income with your own home-based business where there's no such thing as getting laid off? If a billionaire entrepreneur spent 5 years and $20 million searching for the next big trend, wouldn't you want to know what he found? If you're serious about making money from home without having to leave home, then write this down. www.goherenext.com. You decide your income. Get the facts now. Goherenext.com.
Concerns are growing for a 23-year-old University of Utah student missing for over a week now. Mackenzie Lewick was last seen getting into a lift at the airport in Salt Lake City. ABC News Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman.
The reaction, not totally unexpected.
Police say that Lyft driver picked up passengers immediately after dropping Mackenzie off. They say they now want to know if she had an alternate cell phone or even secret social media accounts.
Several people seriously hurt after a bus accident in the Bahamas. ABC's Victor Oquendo says they were passengers on a cruise ship that sailed from Florida.
32 passengers from the Carnival Ecstasy cruise ship were on a tour bus on the island of Eleuthera when it flipped over. At least 26 were injured. At least 4 of the passengers airlifted to Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport because their injuries were too serious to treat in the Bahamas. Several reportedly in critical condition.
Getting around, getting cheaper for drivers.
Across the country, gas prices are dropping. Even though we're in the busy travel season, many people are taking road trips. In the past week, the Energy Department reporting the price of regular unleaded has gone down about 2 cents to $2.65 a gallon on average. That's on top of drops in previous weeks. Americans are now paying 18 cents less for a gallon of gas compared to a year ago at this time. Alex Stone, ABC News.
And a new study says certain classes of drugs often prescribed for depression and Parkinson's disease can boost the odds of dementia by up to 50%. This is ABC News.
Are you more than $10,000 in debt? Feel like you're on a never-ending treadmill, staying in one place and never getting ahead with those minimum payments? Don't let the credit card companies bully you anymore. There are programs in place to help you get free of your debt, and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. The program at Total Financial Freedom can help you get debt-free in months instead of decades. Call Total Financial now at 800-899-8922. That's 800-899-8922.
I'm Sherry Preston.
Hot and humid conditions will persist for this work week. We'll see those afternoon highs head into the mid to upper 80s with a mix of sun and clouds. We'll stay mostly dry as well, and temperatures will fall into the mid 60s tonight under partly cloudy skies. Highs for tomorrow will be hotter. It will be humid as well. Expect temperatures to climb into the upper 80s and lower 90s by the afternoon. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
The fog seems to be lifting, at least on this end of the county. We're starting out at 65 this morning, warming up to about 87. No rain in the forecast. It's going to be partly cloudy with a little sun, a little cloud. Wind about 7 miles per hour today, so a pretty good day here for this terrific Tuesday morning. Now we have the same kind of weather forecast for tomorrow. Starts to get a little iffy toward the weekend, maybe a 20% chance of some isolated showers and scattered showers over the weekend, but nothing major. We had a pretty rough storm to go through last night. We'll find out in just a few minutes if there was any damage around our neighborhood with our reporters when we check in with them. Right now, again, it's 65 degrees. And you're listening to the Morning Wake Up Call, hour number 2, here on WCAB in Rutherfordton. Now I have these death announcements. Carolyn Green Smart, age 82, died Friday, June 21st. The funeral service will be held 2 o'clock today in the Paget and King Chapel. Burial will follow in the Concord Baptist Church Cemetery. Family will receive friends from 12:30 until 1:45 prior to the service at the mortuary. The Paget and King Mortuary and Crematory is in charge of the arrangements. An online guest registry available at www.pagetking.com for Carolyn Green Smart. James Kevin Henderson, age 40 of Forest City, passed away Wednesday. A memorial service will be held at Spencer Baptist Church on Thursday, June 27th at 2 o'clock in the Family Life Center. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of James Kevin Henderson. Crow's Mortuary, crowmortuary.com is where you can go to pay your respects for James Kevin Henderson. Adrian L. Byers, age 63 of Kelly Road, Forest City, died Sunday at Mission Hospital in Nashville. The funeral service will be conducted at 4 o'clock Thursday at Caroline United Methodist Church with Reverend Roy Byers and Reverend Norma Roberts officiating. Burial will follow in Rutherford County Memorial Cemetery. Family will receive friends in the church auditorium an hour prior to service time. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangements for Adrian L. Byers. Taffy Taylor of Spindale died Saturday at Fairhaven, Forest City. Funeral services will be held 12 o'clock Saturday at Crow's Chapel with Reverend Bob Philbeck and Reverend Matt Mills officiating. Burial will be private. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to the service at Crow's Mortuary. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Taffy Taylor. Wade Clifton Lauder, age 80 of Rutherfordton, died Saturday. The funeral service will be held 11 a.m. today at Nilsville Church of God with Reverend Daniel Shortridge and Reverend Travis Cook officiating. Burial will follow in the church cemetery. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Wade Clifton Lauder of Rutherfordton. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. To get the complete information on these and others as they become available to us, tune in this morning at 11:30 or 5:10 as part of the afternoon report. The complete information on the death announcements and the obituaries as they become available to us here at WCAB. Well, the Braves did not have a good night last night. The Cubs stomped on them 8-3 in a game heard right here on the radio. They'll be at it again this evening. Matter of fact, they have a series with the Cubbies that play tonight, tomorrow night, and again on Thursday night with the Cubbies, or a Thursday afternoon actual game. It's Thursday afternoon. And then on Friday we have an Owls game, Forest City Owls and Asheboro Copperheads. 7:05 we'll carry that game. We're trying to pick up the road games the Owls are playing this year and to sort of bring that information back home to you. The Owls are doing fairly well, and we're proud to have them right here in town. We'll have that game for you. And, of course, always you can tune in noon until 3, noon 12:05 for the Rush Limbaugh Morning Update, and stay informed that way. Tom Green has the afternoon call-around report each day at 5 o'clock. He checks with other sources around the county, some that we call in the morning, others we do not check in with. So tune in for the afternoon report each day.
The media is obsessing over the term electability. NBC News says it's the most important but least understood word in the 2020 presidential race. Why is this even a story? Well, because Democrats still haven't gotten over 2016. They are so rattled that Donald Trump is president that they're telling pollsters they'll vote for whoever can defeat him, even if they don't like the person. The problem is nobody can figure out who that is. The voters don't know, and the political professionals don't have any idea who can beat Trump. Now, right now, Democrats are getting the impression from media coverage that the most electable Democrat is Joe Plugs Biden. If he really is, then they'll throw in with him. But they remain skittish, and they really don't think so. And I can help this quivering mass of rattled Democrat voters. We always try to be helpful here. You Democrats have 25 candidates to choose from. In the end, it won't matter which one you go with. They're all cut from the same progressive, socialist, almost communist cloth. So just flip a coin, roll a dice, throw a dart at the wall. It doesn't make any difference. Whoever you pick in 2020 is not electable because they're all leftist socialists. If that doesn't help, nothing will. Did you know that there is a new victim of identity theft every 2 seconds? It means a criminal could be spending your money, applying for loans in your name, and even damaging your good credit, all without you even knowing. It's a good thing there's LifeLock identity theft protection. LifeLock uses proprietary technology to detect and alert you to a wide range of identity threats, like your social security number for sale on the dark web. And if you do have an issue involving identity theft, one of LifeLock's identity restoration specialists is going to work with you to fix it. Now, no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but with LifeLock, you get identity theft protection and additional features to help protect your devices against cyber threats for as low as $9.99 a month. So visit LifeLock.com now. Use promo code RUSH. Save an extra 10% off your first year. That's LifeLock.com. And don't forget the name RUSH as the promo code.
WCAB, Rutherfordton.
180 over 111, and I had a stroke. When I woke up, I couldn't speak or walk.
145 over 92, and then I had a heart attack.
182 over 100, and I had a heart attack and a cardiac arrest, and then a stroke. Everything changed. It felt like my life was over.
This is what high blood pressure sounds like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a heart attack or stroke are far from invisible or silent.
150 over 90, and I had a stroke. If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation. 180 over 110, and I had a stroke. And I'm 33, so I never see this coming.
If you've come off your treatment plan, get back on it, or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
Head to toe, everything's changed. Head to toe.
Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
When choosing a hospital or a health system, you should ask what quality and patient safety efforts are being implemented in that organization. For example, at Rutherford Regional Health System, several new quality and patient safety initiatives have been set in place to ensure an even greater level of care for its patients. Under the guidance of the Due Quality Network, Rutherford Regional has begun bedside shift reporting, which emphasizes better face-to-face communication with patients and families. Patient safety huddles also have been started to allow caregivers the opportunity twice a day to review risks of infection, falls, and other harms. An executive patient safety rounding allows our administrators to make sure our clinical staff has the tools they need to deliver great care. Rutherford Regional is proud to make quality and patient safety its top priorities.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Jim Crane, also known as Slim Jim, was a cowboy who settled in Tombstone about the time the Earps were around and became a member of the Clanton Cowboy faction. Although he wasn't involved in the OK Corral shootout, he was involved in the Benson stagecoach robbery, one of the catalysts leading up to it. Harry the Kid Head and Bill Leonard, a couple of other members of Slim Jim's gang who helped rob the Benson stagecoach had gone up to Eureka, New Mexico and attempted to rob a general store there. In the process, they were shot and killed by the store owners, Bill and Ike Hazlitt. In the spirit of kill ours, we kill you, Slim Jim organized a group of hard cases with the objective of killing the Hazlitt brothers. On June 22, 1881, the gang caught up with the Hazlitts. Quite a shootout took place. As they did at their store, the Hazlitts defended themselves quite well. 2 of Slim Jim's group were killed and 3 were wounded before the gang was able to overwhelm the Hazlitts and kill them. With the word out that he was one of the Benson stagecoach robbers and the New Mexico authorities after him for killing the Hazlitts, Slim Jim hooked up with some of the Clantons to head for Mexico. Unfortunately, on the way down there while asleep, Slim Jim's group was attacked by some Mexicans seeking revenge for their gang members being killed. And Slim Jim was shot dead 2 months before the OK Corral shootout. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
All right, let's get started now with our phone calls around the county to find out what's been happening over the past 24 hours or so. And our first stop, of course, will be the Sheriff's Department, and we're honored to have Sheriff Chris Francis on the radio with me this morning. Good morning, Sheriff. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. I hope you are.
I'm indeed. Did you have a storm go by your house last night?
We certainly did. I believe it might be the last rain for a little bit, but it did stop by and visit.
Yeah. Knocked off the power just long enough to all the digits were flashing. Had to reset all the digital clocks.
That's right.
What's on the report today, Sheriff?
Jim, in the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 170 calls for service. There have been 5 arrests processed in the county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 165. Among those arrested, Joey Donovan Gordon, 41-year-old male of FRC, was charged by larceny of employee and obtained property by false pretense, received a $4,000 secure bond. Philip Todd Green, 49-year-old male of FRC, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. Dennis Curtis Mullinax, 39-year-old male of FRC, was charged with failure to appear, has a little over $16,000, appears to be a cash bond. Kayla Nicole Couch, 20-year-old female of Mooresboro, was charged with 3 counts of cyber stalking and received a $3,000 unsecured bond. Stephen Chad Womack, a 33-year-old male from Mooresboro, was charged with contempt of court and received a $1,000 secure bond. Among the incidents, we had a misdemeanor larceny on Shamrock Drive in Rutherford. A blue bicycle-type go-kart valued at $100 was taken. Same has been recovered and returned to the owner. We do have a death investigation on Earnhardt Drive in Mooresboro. It's an 18-year-old young man appears to be an accidental overdose, and that is still under investigation. Definitely our heart and prayers go out for that family. We also had a damage to property on Boston Sunshine Highway. It appears that a 2017 Chevrolet Traverse had gotten paint on it, possibly in a work zone in that area on Boston Sunshine Highway. Jim, that's what we had to report today.
Sheriff, cyber stalking, does that consist of maybe making threats online or making harassing phone calls on a cell phone? What is cyber stalking?
It can be either one. It can be a text messages like you're discussing on a cell phone, or it can be like emails to a computer. It could be Facebook. It could be other forms of social media. There's so many things that exist now that didn't 10 years ago. Yeah. It's kind of gotten broad.
Well, social media's gone crazy.
It certainly has. It seems like your blood pressure stays a little bit better if you stay off of
it. I agree. Sheriff, thanks for the report. You have a safe day out there.
Thank you, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 19 minutes after 7 o'clock here on this terrific Tuesday morning.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
Here's Jessica now with a report from the Communications Center. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning.
What's on that report today?
In the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications has processed 504 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 54 EMS calls, 29 for rescue. Law Enforcement Sheriff's Office responded to 170, Forest City to 89, Lake Lure to 8, Rutherford to 30, Spindale to 46. Fire calls, Cliffside responded to a vehicle accident, an industrial fire alarm, and also a structure fire assisted by Sunny Mush, Ellenboro, and SDO. Ellenboro responded to a vehicle accident, Forest City responded to a vehicle fire, and SDO responded to a vehicle accident. And that's all we've got.
Thanks, Jessica. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye. Well, don't you like to do business with local companies that have a civic mind about themselves? They love to help jump back into the community and help again. Like I know this company, for instance, that I've talked to you about that helps a lot with Habitat for Humanity. They do a lot of other things for the community, and that's Henson Building Material. Now, you have to appreciate a company that believes in giving back to the community. Well, they do. Well, Henson Building Material's got a long, stellar history here in Rutherford County. Started out as a sawmill back in 1938. They've evolved to meet the needs of our changing community. And now Henson Building Material on Duke Street, Forest City stands tall and proud of their local heritage. You know, Henson Building Material has a lot of surprises for those of you who have not been inside for a long, long time. They're more than just a lumber yard, you know. Get anything for your house from electrical to plumbing to power tools to door hardware to cleaning supplies to Georgia boots to security systems, and on we go. One of the many things that makes Henson Building Materials such a popular place to shop is their customer service. They have somebody that will help you find what you're looking for and make suggestions on how to use it if you need help. You can get in, get out without having to look for someone to help you. I like that. Darren Honeycutt is the manager, and his team have over 100 years of combined experience. There are a lot of things I can tell you about Henson Building Material, but I want you to stop by real soon. And if you haven't been in a long, long time, check them out. You'll be impressed. Henson Building Material, more than just a lumber yard. Open 7:30 to 5 Monday through Friday, 8 to 12 on Saturday. Now here is Ruby Taylor reporting from Danieltown, SDO. Good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm good. What's on your report?
The fire department had 2 calls, and they had a vehicle accident, and they assisted Cliffside on a structure fire. And I don't have any birthdays today, and the signs are in the head today and tomorrow. And, Jim, that's all I got.
I appreciate it, Ruby. Have a great day now.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush, brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
Nobody gets a better deal than the customers of Sisk Family Ford. They have the proven record of the best deal. It's your place to shop for your truck. Get a good look at the selection of SUVs, Escapes, Edge, and Explorers. Sisk Family Ford can put you in the family car or truck of your choice any day you want to make a change. Try one on for a ride. Make your next deal a Sisk Family Ford deal. Shop local and get your best agreement for the next automobile. Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
Now it's 7:24. Let's check in up at Rumley Ball and check in on Steve and see if they survived that storm last night. Steve, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing pretty good, Jim. I hope you are.
Yes, man, yeah.
The ball's holding up over there. Yeah, we went through a nice little thunderstorm. We got a half inch of rain here. Right up the street where I live, I only got 0.2 of an inch.
How about that?
Yeah, so yeah, just a couple miles up the road. So yeah, we got a good storm. So, but no problems associated with it that I've been told. We might find a few this morning, but we'll get through it. So far, so good.
Good. I'm glad to hear there's no trees down.
No, not that we've
seen
yet. But we got a lot of useful, good rain. I like it when it rains at night, except for the thunderstorm part.
Yeah.
But now we can get to our normal operations and not be too impacted by what's all going on. So, otherwise, it's been just normal go for us. Got through Monday, so here we are on Tuesday, and so we're good to go.
You get through Monday okay, we're happy with the rest of the week, right?
Yes, sir. We did have a little incident where one of our employees was cleaning, doing some brush work by the front door of the entrance. He got stung like 6 times by Yellow Jackets.
Oh, my goodness.
And then he pulled a hamstring right away from the net.
No.
So, poor thing.
Oh, no.
He's coming in the door right now, but he don't want to talk on the air. So, other than that, I think we'll be all right.
All right, great. Steve, thank you so much for the report. You have a great day up there.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Summer's here and the time is right to head to the Recliner Center. Now you're going to be spending more and more time outdoors, cutting grass, working in the garden, playing with the kids and the grandkids, and that can take a toll on your back. The secret to relaxing? The Recliner Center and Spring Air Mattresses. A mattress that is dedicated to giving you the best in quality, comfort, and support. Now the Recliner Center also has lift chairs. The amazing thing about some of these chairs is that they can lie completely flat. And many of you who have health issues, well, you can get your feet above your head. Let's walk around the rest of the store. Sofas, love seats, rocker recliners, and you can choose from small recliners to the really big boy sizes. A refreshing morning awaits you after sleeping on a Spring Air mattress. Comfort and sitting and standing safety awaits you with a lift chair. And why not just jazz up the family room with a new sofa, love seat, and a recliner? All this in family owned and operated. The Recliner Center on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton, and their hours are Wednesday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturdays, 9 to 2.
Bob Hodges reporting next. He's up at the Hudlow Fire District. Good morning, Bob.
Well, good morning.
You doing okay on this Tuesday?
Doing good on this Tuesday morning. A little foggy over here again this morning.
Yeah, it seems to be burning off over here, so we had a pretty thick one earlier, but I believe it's about gone now.
Yeah, I believe so, but we had a couple of thunderstorms move through during the night there, and so we had some wind and lightning, thunder, and rain all with it there. So, but look like it's going to be a nice day today. It don't look like it's too much chance of under showers there today. So, look like it's going to be dry and warm today. So, the rest of the week, look like it's going to warm up more and not too much chance of rain. So, just summertime weather.
I believe we can get out and ride the pony today, don't you?
Yeah, we can do that, yeah. Let's see, July the 4th coming up next week. Ain't it?
Oh, it
Right
sure is,
here,
yeah. Mm-hmm. I can't believe it's already here.
I can't believe it's already here there. Seems like times was flying by this year. And Jim, up here with the fire department during the night, we had a call to a tree down on US 64, and then had a call to a tree down on Ned Thompson Road, and I had a call to a tree down on Boy Scout Camp Road and Centennial Road. So, boys was busy there for a while after them storms, so we had a little wind blowing them trees down. And, Jim, that's about it up here. Things are looking good this morning, and hope we'll have a nice day up here.
Well, I hope so, too. Those trees can be really nice to look at, but, boy, they can be dangerous when they start falling, can't they?
Yeah, sure is. But, Jim, you take care and you have a good day.
You too, Bob. I'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Southern Carpet is the showplace for your floor covering needs. For example, life-proof luxury vinyl plank and tile, waterproof, pet, and kid-friendly. Southern Carpet has all grades of carpet in stock for your home or apartment. Names like Shaw, Dreamweaver, Mohawk, Tarkett, IBC, and so much more. It's a showplace of quality carpet and floor covering. For the best selection in town, depend on Southern Carpet and get great installation prices. Come see Clayton or Jeff for your flooring needs. They'll floor you. 1512 West Main Street in Forest City and on the web at southerncarpet.net.
Well, the Forest City Kiwanis Club is sponsoring a project to raise money for the kids around here, and if you'd like to be a part of that, They are selling tickets, raffle tickets, to win a Ruger Security 9mm pistol, or you can get the cash equivalent to that. If you don't want the pistol, you can get the cash equivalent. The drawing will be held July the 8th at a Kiwanis meeting. You do not have to be present to attend to win, but the winners will be notified by phone or email. Tickets are only $20, and there's only 100 of those being sold, so the odds are pretty good. So if you'd like to have a ticket, it's a chance to win a Ruger or the cash equivalent to that. Just let me know. I've got a few left up here, and I'll be glad to take care of you. All right, now let's head over toward Cherry Mountain Fire District. And Sue Price, good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Hope you are.
Yes, indeed.
Good. Looks like it's going to be a nice day. I guess it's going to get pretty warm, though.
Yes.
Right now, it's pretty out there, and I'm starting out at 64 degrees this morning. We did have those storms come through last night, and a lot of wind and a good bit of rain, but doesn't see any damage that it's done around here, but it was a lot of wind in it. Got, let's see, didn't have any calls from the fire department, so they were quiet, and the only thing I have on my church calendar and on Fairview's calendar is the anniversary for Richard and Sue Price, so that's the only thing I have. First Power doesn't have anything today.
Well, happy anniversary.
Thank you. And in my announcements, the First Power's Bible School is going on this week. Started Sunday night and goes through Thursday. And then on Friday night, it'll be family night. And family night starts at 7 o'clock. And the Bible school's running from 6 to 8:45. And then Sunday, on the 30th, Fairview's going to be having a singing. They'll have Southern Sounds. That starts at 6:30, and then they'll have ice cream in the fellowship hall afterwards. So I believe that gets it for me. No more announcements have come in, so it's just quiet and calm over here, looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one, Jim.
So would you marry that man again if he asked you?
I would.
Would you?
I would.
Well,
I would. He's been really good to me.
Yeah, it's a great love story that many years.
58.
That's great. Fantastic. Well, enjoy your day and make the best of it. I'll see you next time.
Okay.
Right,
bye-bye.
7:33 here on this terrific Tuesday morning. We'll find out what else is going on around the neighborhood in just a moment.
When you need daycare services for your adult loved one, Rutherford Life Services is always there for a dependable and loving environment. Rutherford Life offers a place to go during the daytime for medical monitoring, nutritional meals, and creative activities. Caregivers can go to work knowing that their loved one is in a safe and reliable place. Rutherford Life is licensed by the North Carolina Division of Aging. Rutherford Life has a full staff of trained professionals who show love and support. Call them today and let them answer any questions you may have concerning adult daycare services. 828-288-1697 or visit the facility at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Well, let's check in and see what kind of Tuesday terrific deals happening over at the Drop-In Family Grocery in Bostic. And Audrey's on the phone with me right now to give us all that information. Good morning, Audrey.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm just great. I'm feeling mighty fine. How about you?
I'm feeling awesome this morning.
Good.
For a Tuesday morning anyway.
I know. It's going to be a beautiful day, though.
Yeah, I think so too, Jim. But I'd just like to let everybody know that the girls are cooking breakfast this morning. We got a good gravy biscuit. We got a good chicken biscuit, steak, good ham, egg, and cheese. And right now we're running our liver mush back there, so we'd like to encourage everybody to stop by and get them a liver mush and egg biscuit. And if that's not what they want, they can stop by at lunch today. The girls will be doing some good subs back there. They have a good roast beef, just any kind of sub that you would want that you can get at most any other places. So we'd like to let everybody know we're still doing those also. And over in our meat market, we've got the boneless chicken breast on sale through Wednesday morning for $1.99 a pound. That'd be nice to have it throw out on the grill and barbecue or something.
Oh, yeah.
And we're still running that special anytime somebody comes in and buys the meat. just sign your little register receipt, throw it in a box, and we'll be doing a drawing Thursday morning. And then you'll discuss that, Jim, on Thursday and let everybody know who the winner for the week will be. And so, stop in and see us.
Got a lot of things going over there, from good food in the deli to up and down the aisle of grocery shopping. It's a great store.
That's right, and we'll have that fresh produce come in the morning, so that'll be here also.
And tell us again, remind us of your hours.
We're here Monday through Friday. We open at 6, and we're here to 9. On Saturday morning, we open at 7 until 9. And on Sunday morning, we open at 9:30, and we're here till 6 in the afternoon.
All right. Full week of shopping at the Drop-In Family Grocery over in Bostic. Audrey, thank you so very much. You have a great day over there.
All right. You too, Jim.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, if you're tired of the same old, having to ask over and over again for folks to repeat themselves, now I understand a lot of people do mumble, or they talk with their hands in front of their mouths, all the same. But if they're speaking and you're having difficulty understanding, it may be time to step up to better hearing. And you can step up to better hearing with the Miracle Ear that we've been talking about here, that's over in Forest City office there. Lisa Terry and her team over there, they can show you what's best in terms of what's needed for you. After that free hearing test is done, no obligation there whatsoever. It's free, and they're not going to pinpoint you and force you into anything. But it's just an eye opener, or an ear opener, shall I say, for finding out how difficult it is for you to hear. Now, this Miracle Ear Genius 2.0 is what people are really raving about. And if you want to know more about it, find out about it by going to Forest City, 1512 West Main Street, Suite 102, and find out more about Miracle Ear. Over in Shelby, if you want to go over there, that's 1506 East Dixon Boulevard. But either way, you've got a good team of folks who love to help you. Miracle Ear. Let's head up to Union Mills now and get a Union Mills report from Brenda Kelly. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you on this terrific Tuesday morning?
I'm loving this morning.
I know it is a beautiful morning in the neighborhood.
It is indeed. It's going to be nice all day long. A little hot, but I like it.
After all the storms last night.
We had a pretty rough one at our place.
Well, we did here too. The power went off, but it come right back on. But the wind blowed and it rained. We had 0.8 of an inch of rain out of that last night. And I've got 60 degrees on the front porch this morning. But we hope everybody's having a good day. You know what 6 months from today is, don't you?
Don't remind me it's Christmas.
How time does fly, huh?
Oh, wow. It is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I know it.
I guess we better put our Christmas tree out and start
getting ready for
Getting ready for it, yeah, because it'll be here before you turn around good.
I know it. It seems like when you have Memorial Day weekend, and then you got 4th of July, and then Labor Day, it just seems like after that it's just like a roller coaster going downhill.
It is indeed. It is indeed. Have you got your Christmas shopping done already?
Yeah, we're going to play Dirty Santa this year. I've wanted to do that for lots of years, but the children didn't want to. They like the old-time fashion Christmas where you pile all these presents under the tree, and half the people don't like them, or it's the wrong color.
Yeah, I know.
So we're going to play Dirty Santa, but I will still get all my children and the little grandchildren. So
that Dirty Santa game's fun.
Yeah, we played that before at a women's group at church, but and I said I don't want to play that at the house, so that's what we're going to do this year.
Well, that's great.
We'll see, and then we'll have a big old meal. The main thing is getting together with family.
That's it. That's it.
But we hope everybody's having a good day. Birthdays and anniversaries today. Bud and Suzanne Hutchins, Robin Airwood a birthday, Kelly and Mary Hendricks anniversary, Nathan Ellenberg, June Wilson, and Vicki Doggett birthdays, and Richard and Sue Price. I want to wish them a happy anniversary. And on Round Hill, we got Chiquita and Rusty Collins' anniversary, and Joel Ammons' birthday. And also on the 25th, there'll be a covered dish meal at the Union Mills Community House at 12 noon today. And then we got the Gilkey School Community Center will have a buffet breakfast on June the 29th, starting at 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Adults $6, kids 6 to 12 $3, kids 5 and under free, and the money goes to help support the community center. And other than that, I don't have nothing. It's just short, sweet, and quiet.
All right. Well, I hope it stays quiet anyway.
Yeah.
And I'll see you back here bright and early tomorrow.
Okay, have a good one. Catch you later.
All right, see you, Brenda. Bye-bye. That's the Union Mills report. Brenda Kelly reporting in this morning. 40 minutes after 7. Another call coming up here in just a moment. McCurry Deck Motors has been providing an impressive selection of automobiles for over 50 years. At McCurry Deck, you can browse the great selection of GMC automobiles and drive away in one knowing you have gotten the best deal possible. The team at McCurry Deck Motors counts it a privilege to make you a happy and satisfied customer. Why not test drive one of the comfortable and stylish GMCs today? At GMC, we are professional grade. At McCurry Deck Motors, we're the home of GMC, Chevy, and Buick. 1740 U.S. Highway 74A, Forest City. We're going over to Ellenboro and see what's happening in that part of our county this morning. Luther Gilligan reports to us, and he's right on the phone with me right now. Let's see what he has to say this morning. Luther Gilligan, good morning.
Good morning. He always has something to say. It may not be important, but he has something to say.
Is it always truthful?
We won't discuss that.
I hear you.
But it's a good morning there. It's much quiet this morning there. Not a whole lot, except for the fog. A lot of fog scattered around in places. You drive down the road, you run out of it, think it's gone, and you're back into it pretty thick again. But the sun's lifting it up, melting it away. It's going to be another nice day. Let's see, fire department there was fairly busy yesterday. Went down to 6 side yesterday morning down on the chicken farm down there. It wasn't chicken house. They had chicken gym for equipment house. A lot of everything they had in it. And then they had a tree down. Then they had a tree on the power line. Then they went to number 7, got canceled on that. And then they had an accident, but it got canceled on there. It wasn't anything to it. Then they had another tree down. Then they had a brush fire. But they're not doing anything this morning. It's just quiet, everything. There this morning, just sitting back enjoying a cup of coffee this morning. And Jim, nothing else happened down here, so you have a great day up there, and we'll see what happens today and talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Luther. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. See you now.
All right, take care now.
It's birthday time, anniversary time for this 25th day of June. Well, this is the last week we're going to have this month. 25th day of June, birthdays are being accepted right now. The phone lines are cleared for you to call yours in, 287-3356, 287-3356, and we'll find out then who's going to win those donuts from Granny B's Bakery. You know, when you need a plumber, you want someone with a reputation of getting right out to you and getting the job done for you the right way. That'll be Olmsted Plumbing. Since 1973, the Olmsted family has been serving homeowners and builders with the best of service. From unclogging a drain to replacing fixtures and appliances to remodeling jobs, their top quality work, fair prices, and punctual service has made them the area's leading plumbing firm. Eric and Chad are continuing that family tradition, and they'd like to serve you. Call 245-7302. Experience plus equipment equals excellence. Olmsted Plumbing at 245-7302.
WCAB, Rutherfordton.
That's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today while they're fresh. They're good. They're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about. Happy birthday. Well, happy anniversary to Don and Sandra Lane. It's their 53rd wedding anniversary. They live over in Spindale. Chiquita and Rusty Collins having an anniversary celebration today. Betty and Earl Crowder of Rutherfordton also celebrating an anniversary. Kelly and Mary Hendricks of Gilkey having an anniversary. Richard and Sue Price celebrating an anniversary. Boy, this was a day for weddings, I'll tell you. Jessica Anderson having a birthday today. Hannah Sissom over in Ellenboro is 22 today, having a birthday. Want to wish her, as well as the others, a happy. Let's see who else on our list today. Brad and Suzanne Hutchins' anniversary. Robin Airwood having a birthday. Kelly and Mary Hendricks' anniversary. Nathan Ellenberg, June Wilson, and Vicki Doggett. All these folks, we want to say happy birthday, happy anniversary. We'll see who's going to win the donuts here in just a moment.
Aaron Burr could not stand his opponent. He was determined to get revenge. He finally got his revenge, but he also lost a lot in the process. Burr was the bitter political rival of Alexander Hamilton. When Burr and Thomas Jefferson were deadlocked in the House of Representatives for the presidency, Hamilton's influence led to Burr's defeat. Later, when Burr was running for governor of New York, Hamilton's influence again contributed to his loss. In his hatred for Hamilton, Burr determined to destroy his enemy. Burr eventually killed Hamilton in a duel. But the same pistol shot that ended Hamilton's life also ended Burr's political career. Years later, Burr confessed that he would have been far wiser to have acknowledged that the world was big enough for both Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton. Revenge cuts like a two-edged sword. It can wound both the avenged and the avenger. The one who seeks to destroy or damage the other may end up being the damaged or destroyed one. Have you ever said to someone seeking revenge, just let it go, it's not worth it? The Bible recorded the same advice millenniums ago when it says, "Do not take revenge, my friends, but leave room for God's wrath. For it is written, 'It is mine to avenge. I will repay,' says the Lord. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." This is Bill Hostler with today's key to confident living.
Big congratulations going out to Kelly and Mary Hendricks of Gilkey. It's their anniversary. They've won some donuts from Granny B's, and we'll have that certificate right here. Stop by and pick that up. I don't know how many years they've been married, but the lucky draw, Kelly and Mary Hendricks of Gilkey are winners of the donuts this morning. Coming up a little after 8 o'clock, Andrew Tisdale will be gracing our Blue Room, talk about how to make sense of our finances. We'll have him in the Blue Room, and we have some other things to talk about this morning, so hang around with me.
one home but you. You're all that's left me to. And when my love for life is running dry, you come and pour yourself on me. If a man could be two places at one time, I'd be with you tomorrow and today, beside you all the way. If the world should stop revolving, spinning slowly down to die, I'd spend the end with you. And when the world was through, then one by one the stars would all go out. Then you and I would simply fly away. Your precious love means more to me than any love could ever be. For when I wanted you, I was so lonely and so blue. For that's what love will do. And darling, I'm so surprised. Oh, when I first realized that you were fooling me. And darling, they say that our love won't grow, but I just want to tell them that they don't know. For as long as you're in love with me, our love will grow wider, deeper than any sea. And of all the things that I want in this whole wide world is just for you to say that you'll be my girl. And wanting you, I'm lonely and blue. I'm so
The night was so exciting. Remember, smile was so inviting. Remember, then he touched my cheek. Remember, with his fingertips. Softly, softly we'd meet with our lips. Whatever happened to the boy that I once knew? The boy who said he'd be true. Oh, what will happen to life I gave to you? What will I do with it now? Remember, walking in the sand. Remember, walking hand in hand. Remember, the night was so exciting. Remember, the smile was so inviting.
Music, WCAB.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The message from the U.S. to Iran this morning: all options are on the table if Iran violates the limits in the 2015 nuclear deal. That from National Security Advisor John Bolton speaking in Israel.
Iran has threatened to exceed the key limits imposed by the inadequate 2015 Iran nuclear deal, exposing once again the fatal deficiencies of that failed agreement.
President Trump hitting Iran with new sanctions, setting off an angry response. Here's ABC's Terry Moran.
This morning, a sharp escalation in the war of words between the U.S. and Iran. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani speaking at a medical conference overnight, heaping insults on President Trump, saying, "What America's doing today is a sign of its definite failure. There is an unusual frustration in the administration and the White House, a total confusion. The White House is afflicted by mental retardation and does not know what to do."
After reports that kids caught crossing the southern border were being held in facilities without enough food or water, hundreds of children are now being moved. But ABC's Mary Bruce says
it's not clear where these children are now being moved to. As of the end of May, there were 2,400 children at these patrol stations along the border. These are meant to be just temporary holding facilities, but many of them are ending up there for days, even weeks, and that's because the actual shelters where conditions are much better are out of space and out of money.
Today on Capitol Hill, questions about a proposal to send more help to the border.
The House Oversight Committee says security vulnerabilities within the TSA have languished for years, so it plans to discuss them during a hearing today. Also on the agenda, examining the security effect of sending TSA personnel to the southern border to deal with migrants, after reports the Trump administration is looking into doing so at the peak of the summer travel season.
ABC's Brian Clark. A new push today for permanent funding for the 9/11 Victims Compensation Fund. Sick first responders will be meeting with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. This is ABC News.
There's nothing like meeting face-to-face, and there's nothing like Zoom to make that happen. Zoom lets you connect and do business across town or around the world. Zoom ties together all of your communication needs into one easy platform for video conferencing, phone calls, group chat, webinars, and your conference rooms. Connect easily from anywhere. Your mobile phone, your laptop, or conference room. Zoom is how business gets done. Get your free account at Zoom.com today. Meet happy with Zoom.
Did you know that the IRS is getting more aggressive these days? They're using private agencies to track you down. Don't wait. If you owe more than $10,000, take advantage of the Fresh Start Initiative, a program in place that can help you now. You can save thousands and possibly have your taxes forgiven. There's help for those of you who owe $10,000 or more, but it's important that you take action before these programs change. Call the tax experts at Oxford Tax Partners for a free consultation now at 800-575-1919. That's 800-575-1919.
Recreational pot is coming to the state of Illinois. The governor there is set to sign a bill today allowing people 21 and older to buy and use cannabis products. Medical marijuana patients will also be able to grow a limited number of plants. After a fan at a Dodgers game was hit in the head by a foul ball, the team now says changes are on the way.
A year ago, a woman was hit by a foul ball at Dodgers Stadium and then died. On Sunday, as the Dodgers were playing the Rockies, a fan was hit in the head. Now, after similar incidents at other Major League Baseball stadiums this year, the Dodgers appear to be joining the Nationals and White Sox, reportedly in talks to extend their netting. KBC-TV reports new netting could be unveiled in the coming weeks. The Nationals and White Sox are extending their netting all the way to the foul poles in the outfield. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Several people badly hurt when a bus packed with tourists from a cruise ship flipped over in the Bahamas. They've been airlifted out by Air Force planes. ABC's Victor Okendo.
Airport officials tell us 3 out of the 4 Americans who were airlifted here to South Florida suffered broken bones, internal injuries to possible paralysis. No word on the cause of the crash, but Carnival says they've suspended several of those tourists.
The FTC is set to announce operations it calls quits this morning. It's a new crackdown on illegal robocalls. Officials say they'll be targeting telemarketers responsible for more than 1 billion of those unwanted robocalls. This is ABC News.
Ready to create your own income with your own home-based business where there's no such thing as getting laid off? If a billionaire entrepreneur spent 5 years and $20 million searching for the next big trend, wouldn't you want to know what he found? If you're serious about making money from home without having to leave home, then write this down. www.goherenext.com. You decide your income. Get the facts now. Goherenext.com.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Expect steamy highs to climb into the mid to upper 80s this afternoon under mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. By tonight, our temperatures will fall into the mid 60s, likely to keep a few clouds around, but will stay mostly dry. Highs for tomorrow will be hotter in the upper 80s and lower 90s by the afternoon. We'll have hot conditions remain in place for this work week. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
Currently, we're 68 degrees. Still going to be a beautiful day here in the neighborhood. So not much wind today at all, about 7 miles per hour. And highs getting up to 87. It's going to be kind of nice again tomorrow. The rain, if there's any at all this week, it's going to be coming in maybe Thursday night with an isolated thunderstorm. And then a little bit maybe Friday afternoon, Saturday afternoon. Nothing major this week. Mostly nice weather here in the foothills. Congratulations to Kelly and Mary Hendricks of the Gilkey area. They're celebrating an anniversary, and they won the donuts this morning from Granny B's. Kelly and Mary Hendricks of Gilkey won the donuts. 6 minutes after 8 o'clock is Tuesday morning. That must mean it's Andrew Tisdale Day here in the Blue Room. He's here with us to talk about making sense of investing. Good morning, Andrew.
Hey, you, Mr. Jim. Right here.
Yeah, that's good. How you doing?
I'm great. About wonderful.
About wonderful.
About wonderful.
All right. 99%.
99%. And walking in the Blue Room gets a 99.3.
There you go. We just want to be a blessing.
Hey, you are. You are.
What you got on your mind this morning?
Are you going on vacation this year?
I hope to sometime.
You hope to sometime. How are you going to get there?
Probably by car.
In your car. How do you know where you're going to go?
I've already made plans.
Have you?
Yeah.
What's the directions?
South.
Do you remember the time we'd take the atlas and we would sit there and we'd mark it out? Do you use the atlas anymore?
No, not at all.
What do you use?
Well, Google Maps.
That's right. That's right. Think about
Siri. We tell Siri where we're going and how we get the best route.
Okay, we're chasing a rabbit trail, but I got to ask you this question: is your Siri a male voice or a female voice?
Female voice.
You know, mine is too, but my wife's is a male voice.
Really?
Yeah.
Wonder how that works out.
I think you can change it. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
I like mine better.
I do too. And the English accent.
Yeah, I like that.
And then she slaps me.
She's not always right, though. You know, she's not always right. Siri's not always right.
Sarah is, not Siri.
Which one's which?
Sarah's the wife. She's always right.
Yeah, right. The one on the little phone that's Siri, right?
That's Siri, yeah.
She's not always right.
She's not always right.
Oh, she's led me down some really rabbit paths sometime on the route back from somewhere.
Yeah.
Why are we going this way? Fastest route? No, it's not.
No, not after you stop. Wait on the trash truck.
Exactly, right.
Kids in the road. I get it. I understand. Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. If you're going on a trip this summer, which I hope everybody gets a chance to get out and do something in this weather, you can rely on your smartphone's GPS to help you reach your destination. It's changed over time. And being able to reach your destination, you're going to be able to enjoy the time that when you get there. Sometimes the trip over there might be a little aggravating and you don't know exactly why you're going a certain way, but we always map out, whether we use our smartphone, whether we use our atlas, we always map out on our destination. And like going on a trip, a well-constructed investment strategy can help you plot out the route that you're after in your goals. For example, if you plan to retire at a certain age, your investment strategy is going to guide you on how much you need to invest and what kind of investments you need to pursue. A GPS will direct you if you deviate from the route you've been given. I hear many times, rerouting, because sometimes I think I'm right and Siri's wrong.
Right.
A lot of times you have to reroute in your destination for your investment plans also. Why? Because market changes, political changes, changes in companies, things like that. Of course, it's simple to program in your GPS when you say, I want to get to this point at this time, but when you are creating a personalized investment strategy, you need to consider all your goals. If I need to retire at this date, what about my children? Do I want to provide them a college education? What about the legacy that I want to leave on? What about these future unexpected events that happen in life, and do I have enough aside to be able to cover that without having to go into major debt to be able to cover it? In any case, just like your GPS, an investment strategy is right for everybody. I see so many that have done very well and they just did what they were supposed to do. It's not very complicated. It can be very simple. You just need a plan.
And the plan can be gotten by visiting a fellow by the name of Andrew Tisdale, right?
That's right. We'll make a plan.
That's right.
And drink coffee while we do it.
173 Railroad Avenue, Rutherfordton. That business phone number is 828-287-9197. Making sense of investing. That's Edward Jones. Thanks for being with us.
Glad I got to. Now I'm 99.7.
You hang around a little while, it'll be 100%.
The coffee will make it there.
There you go. I've got some back there.
Y'all have a good day.
See you next week. 10 minutes after 8 o'clock here on WCAB's Morning Wake Up Call. Hour number 3 it is. We're going to have a little survey question coming up here in just a few moments. Give you a chance to cast a vote here in just a little bit. We'll tell you more about that as time moves on today. Right now, though, let's hear this.
The Medicine Box in Rutherfordton would like to invite you to come by and check out their newest line of all-natural products. The Medicine Box is now selling elderberry syrup, locally made by Darby Farms and Union Mills. The elderberry syrup is one of nature's antivirals and immune boosters, an age-old cold and flu remedy that tastes good for adults and children. The Medicine Box also has Nature's Truth essential oils and diffusers for massage and aromatherapy. Another great product, TheraWork foam for leg cramps, and the product everybody is bragging about, 2 Old Goats. You know, you always get professional but local homegrown service at the Medicine Box. They're on Charlotte Road in Rutherfordton.
11 minutes now past 8 o'clock. Give you a chance to cast a vote this morning, see how you feel now that you've been hearing a lot of the things on going out about the election coming up, the Democrat candidates for president having their debate this week. And I think 2 nights of it. I'm not sure. I think it's tomorrow night and maybe Thursday night. I'm not really sure what night it is. But they are about 22 of them. And I think they're all maybe going to make the platform at some point. So I don't know how that's going to work out. But That's the way it is right now. And the 22 of them are running up against one man, Donald Trump, the president. So my question to you this morning, give you 10 minutes only, if the election were held today, will you be voting for Donald Trump or anyone else? And if that anyone else, if you want to name a candidate, then that'd be great too. Will you be voting for Donald Trump or anyone else? And the survey starts right now. Will you be voting for Donald Trump or anyone else? And we got 10 minutes to do that. 287-3356. If the election were held today, will you be voting for Donald Trump or anyone else? And if you want to name that anyone else, then that's fine. If you don't have to do that, but just tell us who you think you might vote for if the election were held today, Donald Trump or anyone else. Now let's look at some stories from here and there. The Lake Lure engineer returned before Lake Lure town leaders Friday morning to present an update on rehabilitation efforts of its nearly 100-year-old dam. Jonathan Pittman of Schnabel Engineering was back before town councilors in a special call meeting as local officials work to assess their finances in preparation of adopting a 2019-20 budget. So for the small town of 1,200 residents, has paid Schnabel more than $400,000 and responsible for another $400,000 in the early going of bringing the dam up to North Carolina dam standards. So they are still working on that kind of thing. Rutherford County has been awarded 3 building reuse grants, which is good for Rutherford County. It will receive nearly $1 million in economic development funds, which will help create and support new jobs. The governor and the North Carolina Commerce Secretary announced last week that 3 building reuse grants will support Affinity Living Group, Cardinal Tissues LLC, and SS Design LLC. This is the first time in the history of Rutherford County economic development that 3 separate companies have been awarded grants in one fund cycle, said Tom Johnson, president of Rutherford County Economic Development. These operations are a great fit for Rutherford County, providing further diversification of the manufacturing base in the county, which is vitally important for long-term economic growth. Now, these companies have committed to create more than 85 new full-time jobs and invest more than $19,775,000 over the next 3 years. Salaries will vary, but the average annual wage for all jobs will exceed the Rutherford County average annual wage is $34,115. Affinity Living Group will receive $270,000. Cardinal Tissue will receive $500,000, and SSD Design will receive $225,000. Our poll is underway now. We're asking you. We have been into it now about 2.5 minutes. We'll take 10 minutes. We're asking you, if the election were held today, would you be voting for Donald Trump or anyone else? To cast that vote, Donald Trump or anyone else. And with that anyone else, if you want to name a candidate, then there's 22 of them. Take your choice. But would you be voting for Donald Trump or anyone else? We'll see how the flavor is right now across the fruited plain this morning as it's drawing closer and closer to 2020. Rural Strong, North Carolina will be at Spindale Isothermal Community College for a half a day of discussion and resources to take your community and small business forward. The U.S. Small Business Administration, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and other partners have teamed up to bring to your doorstep their program and service offerings. That'll be Tuesday, July 9th from 8:30 to 11:30 at the Applied Sciences, Engineering, Tech, and Workforce Development Building. That's the new building at Isothermal Community College. Small business owners, economic development professionals, bankers, community members, stakeholders, all these folks should be willing to come to this because it's that kind of information. It's free of charge, and topics include SBA's and USDA's big vision for our communities, rural economic development strategies, including opportunity zones, accessing capital for your business through SBA, USDA, Mountain BizWork, and Thread Capital. So that, again, is Tuesday, July 9th, and you're welcome to come. Well, Dalton Whitaker can't remember much about his work-related accident beside the moment of contact with a high-voltage power line. He got me on the shoulder right here, he said. He got me on the head. It burned my legs pretty good right up here. He was on a job working with a local tree service in Asheville when the 7,200-volt shock left him on the verge of death. Most of what he knows comes from his cousin and co-workers who were at the site with him. I'm wailing all over the place, flexing, screaming. He looked in my eyes, and there was no life there. Whitaker's cousin, Tucker, hoisted him down 30 feet from the tree, later sharing horrifying details. My body was steaming. The smell, he said, my body smelled like burnt human flesh. Just a awful smell you don't ever want to smell. There was no life in me, like I was ticking, but nobody was home. The phone call that he made to my boss was, Dalton is dead. That's a big pill to swallow. But the 22-year-old Whitaker was airlifted to Mission Hospital and eventually moved to the JMS Burn Center in Augusta, Georgia, where he finally regained consciousness. He's staying with his parents for the next month and will wear a heart monitor for the next 30 days while he continues to recover. Keep praying for a healthy recovery because I need it, he said. Even after what happened, Whitaker is anxious to return to work. Considering the severity of the shock, Whitaker is fortunate he didn't lose a limb or suffer brain damage. The mere fact that he survived is miraculous. Great story there, and miraculous discovery. We're about halfway through our survey. We're asking this morning, if the election were held today, would you be again voting for Donald Trump, or would you vote for someone else? Got about 4.5 minutes left in our survey. Call now at 287-3356. Would you be voting for Donald Trump or someone else if the election were held today? So there you go. Let's see what else is going on here. Young people are beginning to turn against the militant gay agenda, it seems, according to one story from Godfather Politics. A new poll is shocking the far left because it shows that young people are beginning to turn against the radical gay agenda. For decades, it's been assumed that young people are locked in with the far left agenda, and the kids are one of liberalism's most important constituencies. But this new poll finds that a backlash is forming against the militant gay agenda, and the results has liberals scrambling for explanation. I've often said that the more they in-your-face attitude, the more it's going to be turned off, and that's what they've been doing here lately. All 22 of these politicians are doing the same thing, in your face, with all of these homosexual druthers, and even with abortion. We ought to make it legal all the way up to birth. So the young people are beginning to growing less tolerant of LGBTQ individuals, a jarring turn for a generation traditionally considered embracing and open. According to USA Today, reports a new survey, the number of Americans 18 to 34 who are comfortable interacting with LGBTQ people slipped from 53% in 2017 to 45% in 2018. The only age group to show a decline, according to the annual Acceleration Acceptance Report, and that is down from 63% in 2016. Driving the dilution of acceptance are young women whose overall comfort levels plunged from 64% in 2017 to 52% in 2018, according to the Harris poll on behalf of LGBTQ advocacy group GLAAD. We count on the narrative that young people are more progressive and tolerant, said John Gersima, CEO of the Harris poll. These numbers are very alarming and signal a looming social crisis in discrimination. We got about 3 minutes left on our poll, and the poll is simply this. Your question is, if the election were held today, would you be voting for Donald Trump or someone else? Would you be voting for Donald Trump or someone else? Call 287-3356. On the survey I was talking about, some of the survey's findings, 36% of young people said they were uncomfortable learning a family member was LGBTQ compared with 29% in 2017. 34% were uncomfortable learning their doctor was LGBTQ versus 27% a year earlier. 39% were uncomfortable learning their child had a school lesson on LGBTQ history versus 30% in 2017. So what's going on here? Well, after all, these kids are bombarded with the radical gay agenda every day in their music, their TV shows, their internet searches, not to mention in every single class at their schools. Now, how is this backlash possible with the thorough propagandizing they go through every day? But it is happening. Maybe that is because you can likely blame the very people pushing the gay agenda for the growing unpopularity of gays. Why? Well, because these activists don't just simply say that tolerance is good. They shove tolerance down everyone's throat by pushing the agenda on every single aspect of life. Kids can't turn around without being bombardedly radical homosexuality. And particularly the transgender agenda is just beginning to see a backlash forming against it. And since militant transgenderism is being pushed by the gay intelligentsia, the backlash against transgenderism is redounding against the whole of the gay lobby. Got about 45 seconds left in our poll this morning. We're asking you, if the election were held today, would you be voting for Donald Trump or someone else? And if you want to name the someone else, that'd be fine too. Just about 10 seconds left. For instance, we're finally seeing natural-born female athletes rising up against schools and sports leagues forcing powerful men pretending to be women and women's sports to compete with and always beat the girls. There's an uprising on that altogether. These guys who are guys and claim to be women, and then they're competing in women's competition and winning. It's beginning to take an effect. Polls closed, folks. No more voting. Polls closed. And we'll give you the tabulation here in just a few moments. Right after we take a visit to Jay's Discount Grocery and find out that every item on every shelf, every day, on every aisle, every day is discounted. That's the good thing about shopping at Jay's Discount. There are no loss leaders. It's always discounted. Every item on every shelf, on every aisle, every day. And you even got a fresh meat market back there. The meat is cut fresh daily. Got a great produce section. You'll find Jay's Discount Grocery easy to get around. Big grocery carts, big aisles, and all your favorites are there in discount fashion. Why don't you shop and find out what is there for you? If you want to save money on your groceries, do that. Sheriff's Report is next. Sheriff Francis was on with us, and when we get back, I'll give you the totals of the tallies we did this morning on who would you vote for at the election held today. Right now, though, here is Sheriff Chris Francis.
Jim, in the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 170 calls for service. There have been 5 arrests processed in the county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 165. Among those arrested, Joey Donovan Gordon, 41-year-old male of FRC, was charged by larceny of employee and obtained property by false pretense, received a $4,000 secure bond. Philip Todd Green, 49-year-old male of FRC, was charged with failure to appear and received a $500 secure bond. Dennis Curtis Molinax, 39-year-old male of FRC, was charged with failure to appear, has a little over $16,000, appears to be a cash bond. Kayla Nicole Couch, 20-year-old female of Mooresboro, was charged with 3 counts of cyber stalking and received a $3,000 unsecured bond. Stephen Chad Womack, a 33-year-old male from Mooresboro, was charged with contempt of court and received a $1,000 secure bond. Among the incidents, we had a misdemeanor larceny on Shamrock Drive in Rutherford. A blue bicycle-type go-kart valued at $100 was taken. Same has been recovered and returned to the owner. We do have a death investigation on Earnhardt Drive in Mooresboro. An 18-year-old young man appears to be an accidental overdose, and that is still under investigation. Definitely our heart and prayers go out for that family. We also had a damage to property on Boston Sunshine Highway. Appears that a 2017 Chevrolet Traverse had gotten paint on it, possibly in a work zone in that area on Boston Sunshine Highway. Jim, that's what we had to report today.
But it's all about winning. You know, it's all about making sure that you go out there with your teammate and do whatever you take to win.
The Greek Freak took home the first place MVP award, beating out the likes of reigning MVP James Harden and the Oklahoma City Thunder's Paul George. Overseas,
Rapinoe will strike. Rapinoe scores. 2-1 U.S.
2 penalty goals from Megan Rapinoe drove the U.S. women's soccer team into the quarterfinals of the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup. The women's national team beat Spain 2-1 in what was their toughest test thus far in the tournament. Next up, a quarterfinal showdown against France. The LA Dodgers, meanwhile, are taking measures to enhance fan safety at the ballpark.
The Dodgers say they will extend the protective netting at Dodger Stadium after a fan was hospitalized after being hit by a foul ball. On Sunday, a 13-year-old girl was struck in the head by a foul ball hit by Dodgers star Cody Bellinger. She was sitting 4 rows back from the field and just beyond the edge of the existing netting. Last year, a woman died after being hit in the head by a foul ball at the stadium. Experts say a line drive into the stands travels at more than 100 miles per hour.
This is NCN Sports.
Being a Farm Bureau insurance agent means being local. It means insuring your child's first car and standing beside you after a storm. It's more than a business to us. It's a friendship. So call an agent who calls North Carolina home. Because when you need us, we're there. In every county, every day. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Medicaid expansion, school safety, a statewide bond package, the next state budget. North Carolina lawmakers are tackling these and other topics. You can follow all the action with Carolina Journal. How would these proposals affect you, your wallet, your family? Carolina Journal offers answers. Available each month as a free newspaper. Every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your best source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
The New York Yankees will be in a new uniform.
They'll be playing ball in black. When the New York Yankees visit Dodger Stadium for games later this summer, they won't be in their road gray uniforms. They'll instead be in new black uniforms over Players Weekend, August 23rd to 25th. The home team, the Dodgers, got to pick between white and black uniforms, and they chose white. The Yanks road uniforms have pretty much gone unchanged since 1918 and have always been gray. Matt Piper, CBS News.
Michigan is one victory away from its first NCAA baseball title since 1962. Jimmy Kerr homered for the third time in the College World Series, a two-run blast in the seventh inning of the Wolverines' 7-4 win against Vanderbilt in Omaha. Game 2 is tonight. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Expect steamy highs to climb into the mid to upper 80s this afternoon under mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. By tonight, our temperatures will fall into the mid 60s, likely to keep a few clouds around, but will stay mostly dry. Highs for tomorrow will be hotter in the upper 80s and lower 90s by the afternoon. We'll have hot conditions remain in place for this work week. I'm meteorologist Peter Sherwood in the Weather Center.
We're noted 68 degrees now from our Peter the Meter Reader forum here, and it's sun is really coming out there. Sun is shining brightly here in the foothills, and it's going to be that way pretty much all day today. A few clouds hovering over us, but mostly sunny with highs getting up to around 87. Doesn't that sound nice? Congratulations to Kelly and Mary Hendricks of Gilkey. They won the Daylight Donuts this morning, so congratulations to them on their wedding anniversary. A lot of folks were married on this date. I don't know why the occasion was on the 25th of June, but it happened that way, it seems like. A lot of other folks were. They just didn't call it in to us. Well, let me give you our poll numbers, what happened a moment ago. And I realize for some of you, you couldn't get in. Maybe you didn't try to get in or something, I don't know. But we got to generate 26 calls in that 10 minutes time. And the FM is going and coming this morning, so it's in and out a little bit. So whatever reason that is, I don't know. But of the 26 total calls, 23 of them said they would vote for Trump again if the election were held today, and 3 said they would vote for somebody else. And I think Todd said somebody said he'd vote for a stump before he'd vote for Donald Trump. Well, that's okay too. That's his right. If there's a stump on the ballot, go for it. But 23 people of the 26 said they would vote for Trump again if the election were held today. So that's the local, of course, unofficial tally here in the foothills. See how folks are thinking about. Folks up in Asheville they like to be a part of the what's happening nationwide. So protesters in Asheville Sunday stood against any deportation plans with the rally hosted by beloved Asheville. Dozens of people lined the sidewalk outside of the federal building, holding signs in the air. One woman told News 13 she's frustrated by immigration customs enforcement agents threatening people in mountain communities. Undocumented people wouldn't come if there was no work. They come because they want to feed their families like everybody else, said a woman who referred to herself as Red Moon Song. That's who she referred to herself. And she said they only come here because they come for work. Protesters also say they showed up to fight House Bill 370. That's a bill moving through the General Assembly that would mandate local law enforcement to aid federal officers. It is an anti-immigrant bill that, as president of the Asheville-Buncombe County branch of the NAACP, he's speaking for. They do not support it. It undercuts the authority of sheriffs across the state. he said it is creating mistrust, distrust, fear, anxiety. It's separating families. It's wrong. It's not American. Well, just last week, sheriffs from 3 large North Carolina counties spoke before a North Carolina Senate committee in opposition of the bill. Buncombe County Sheriff Quentin Miller also continues to stand against it. In other words, they don't want the law enforcement to assist ICE in deporting these folks who are illegals. In my mind, I just cannot understand how these folks, I don't think they understand what it is they're saying. Just open the doors that anybody who wants to come from any foreign country, bringing in whatever they want to bring in, whatever disease they might have, bring it in, and whatever evil intent they might have, bring them on in. I don't understand the logic behind that. Open the doors and let anybody come in that's not legal. I just, in my mind, I just cannot understand that philosophy of let anybody in the front door. Now, you wouldn't do that at your home. A lot of these folks who are saying it's let them all in, we don't want to stop. They live in gated communities where you have to have a password to get into the gate, or they got gates around their homes. Well, if they're so free about letting illegals into the country, why don't they tear those walls down? Why don't they unlock those gates and let anybody come in their community? No, they don't want that. These folks in these sanctuary cities don't want them to drop them off in their city, but they want to be holier than thou. So, we got a sanctuary city. Well, let them come into your city and live in your houses and in your basement and in your attics and in your bedrooms. No, they don't want that. They just want to be opposed to whatever this administration is trying to do. I just don't understand why they think it's okay to let a bunch of illegal people from foreign countries who we do not know what they're bringing in. How many of them are terrorists? How many of them are not, of course? How many of them have diseases? How many of them do not, of course? We don't know anything about them. We just know they're breaking the law. But yet we want to open our arms and embrace them. Say, oh, come on in. We want to be holier than thou. We want to be righteous. And we want to, well, let them come the right way like so many of our ancestors did. I don't mind them coming, but let them come the right way. Let them study and prepare and do whatever testing there is. Let them learn about our Constitution and our Declaration of Independence. Let them learn about our laws in our country. Don't bring your laws over to our country and then expect us to follow them. We got folks in Congress right now that are of another religion that thinks it's okay to break the law, that thinks it's okay for women to marry. This one lady, her name Elizabeth, she's one of the Muslims that's been elected. There's a study out there right now that she may be married to her brother in order to enable her to get over here. But that's still debatable. But anyway, I just don't understand it, folks. I just have a hard time understanding. If you can explain it to me why they think it's okay to let just anybody in our country, then please stop me somewhere at the restaurant or coffee shop and explain it to me. I just wish I knew. Meanwhile, there is, down in Hilton Head Island, the list of South Carolina restaurants with hepatitis A concerns got longer. Health officials said employees at the Harbor Town Yacht Club on Hilton Head Island and the Popeyes in Aiken have tested positive for hepatitis A. People who have recently eaten at these restaurants could have been exposed to those viruses. Last month, employees at restaurants in Lexington County, North Augusta, and North Charleston tested positive. In total, there have been 5 restaurants around South Carolina with possible exposure. The state declared a statewide hepatitis outbreak in May. Nearly 150 cases have been reported since November. So they're on the watch out for those kind of things. Meanwhile, down in Kiowa Island, South Carolina, many of you have been to Kiowa. It's a beautiful island. I went one time years ago. But authorities say they are searching for an alligator after finding a man's body with bite marks on Kiowa Island. The Department of Natural Resources said they received a call from the Charleston County Sheriff's Office around 4:45 p.m. Saturday after someone called 911 saying an alligator was laying on top of someone. Officials say the scene is at a pond on Kiowa Island Club Road. According to DNR, the coroner's office says it appears to be a white male in his 80s. Authorities say his body has been recovered. DNR officials said no one witnessed what took place and a cause of death has not yet detected, but they found bite marks from an alligator on his body there at Kiowa Island, which is supposed to be a really exclusive resort area. Why is so many alligators are coming on shore? We've seen pictures of that happening. They're catching alligators on shallow water. They're catching sharks on shallow water. Alligators are walking up on golf courses around areas. What's happening out there? Meanwhile, I hope you've had breakfast already. This won't turn your stomach, I don't think, but a woman who stopped by a Buffalo Wild Wings restaurant in the Los Angeles area. I've never eaten at a Buffalo Wild Wings, but I see them on the road sometime when I'm traveling. But a woman who stopped by a Buffalo Wild Wings restaurant in Los Angeles area was shocked by a very unpleasant surprise. While she was eating there at the restaurant, a rat fell down from the roof of the building onto her table. Yep. Rat falls from the ceiling onto the table at Buffalo Wild Wings there in Westchester, California. Well, I tell you, they would have had to carry me out of there. I just don't. I'm not fond of rats or mice. Although now I did kind of take a liking to mice when my grandkids were here. We saw a lot of Tom and Jerry cartoons, and I got to where I sort of liked a little mouse that had to escape the cat all the time. I felt sorry for the little cat, but little rat, but. And I like Mickey Mouse pretty good, but that's the only kind of mouse I like. I don't like them walking around. Okay, all right. This guy, according to the story, this person was trying to watch the soccer game there at the Buffalo Wings. And she told Fox 35 she was visiting Los Angeles from Texas and was about to order when she heard something crawling overhead. Buffalo Wild Wings told Fox News in a statement that the restaurant was immediately closed for cleaning. The isolated incident at the Westchester area Buffalo Wild Wings in Los Angeles was unfortunate. The center where the restaurant is located is undergoing significant construction, and they're confident it was directly related. We hold Buffalo Wings to the highest operating standards and promptly close the restaurant for proper remediation, cleaning, and sanitation. Well, I'm glad. And this is a good story here from a little old kitty cat. Minnesota cat miraculously survived after sneaking into a washing machine where it stayed for an hour. Yep, door was left open apparently. And Stephanie Carol Kirchhoff from Maplewood, a suburb of St. Paul, said she was doing her laundry on Wednesday when her 1-year-old cat, Felix, jumped inside the washing machine while the door was open. I must have turned my back for a few minutes folding clothes, and he apparently went in there when I wasn't looking, she said. It's horrific. It's absolutely horrific, she said. Carol Kirchhoff said she hasn't been able to sleep since that incident. This will haunt me for the rest of my life, she said. It's the most traumatic experience. Her daughter, Asha Carol McCullough, described her mother as a devoted animal lover and said her mom called her immediately after she realized what had happened. She was crying so hard I couldn't understand what she was saying, and she said Felix went through the washing machine. She told Fox News her mother went upstairs after starting the laundry and came back down after an hour. When she opened the door of the washing machine, she realized Felix was inside the whole time. All of a sudden, she heard a meow and saw a little white foot. The way she described it was she was just in shock, and she immediately phoned my grandpa and said, "Come with me to the vet." She said within minutes her mother and grandfather raced to the vet. When they arrived at the Animal Emergency and Referral Center of Minnesota, veterinarians said Felix was in critical condition. They told Carol Kirchhoff it's rare that cats make it through something like this. She said Felix was still in critical condition, and veterinarians immediately put the cat on oxygen support and administered intravenous therapy. Carol Kirchhoff said, "I will do anything I can to save a life. After what he's been through, I feel like we owe it to him." Her daughter told Fox News that Felix's recuperation required 24 hours a day in an oxygen chamber. She said the therapy seemed to be working, the cat's vision was returning, and the animal had started to eat again. She said veterinarians told them Felix's recovery likely would take a few weeks. Carol McCullough said the oxygen chamber has cost about $1,000 a day, and since her mother did not have pet insurance, she started a GoFundMe campaign to help cover the cost. He's doing remarkably well, she said. We feel so lucky. He's a miracle cat. I guess so. I don't know what kind of detergent they were using, but I hope it was good. It's 8:41. I'll be back in just a few moments. Again, I'll give you the results of our tally that we had a moment ago. Again, the tally, we received 26 calls in 10 minutes, and Trump received 23 calls and other candidates received 3 in that poll just a few minutes ago.
Our Meet Me at the Fountain 5K on Saturday, July 27th is fast approaching, and we need you. We need your support to help raise funds for the Multiple Myeloma Research Foundation. We are also supporting 2 local charities right here in Rutherford County. You can help by running or by walking. If you want, you can bring your dog too. We have a free fun run for all kids 8 years old and under. If you are unable to participate, you can make a donation in honor and memory of your loved one. We have made it super easy to sign up by going to our website at smithsdrugsfc.com or by going to our Facebook page where you can register and pay online. Of course, you could just come by Smith's Drugs and register too. If you do register by July 5th, we promise you will get a great looking race t-shirt. So come Saturday, July 27th. Will you meet me at the fountain in front of Smith's Drugs?
The staff of Bostic Florist would like to extend best wishes for this year's graduating class, and a special congratulations go out to Caitlin Melton and Cheyenne Yelton, both graduates of East High School. Much deserved success for a bright future, and always remember Bostic Florist for all your floral needs. This message has been brought to you from your friends at Bostic Florist, North Main Street in Bostic. Are you in the market for auto, home, motorcycle, or mobile home coverage? Let the professionals at A1 Insurance protect your family. They offer low down payments, multi-car discounts, multi-policy discounts. They have great rates for families and individuals with DUIs and points on their license. They also offer any type of property and casualty insurance. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Let the insurance experts go to work for you. Call Elizabeth Yelton at 245-3937. They're located at 294 South Broadway in Forest City. A1 Insurance coverage where family matters. A1 Insurance also has 2 more locations, Union Road in Gastonia and East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby.
More than 1 million Americans have heart attacks each year, and if you or a loved one experiences symptoms of a heart attack, every second matters. Heart attack symptoms include discomfort, heaviness, or pain in the chest, arm, or below the breastbone. You may also experience sweating, nausea, dizziness, weakness, anxiety, or shortness of breath. At the first sign of a heart attack, you should call 911 and be treated immediately at the nearest hospital. The best time to treat a heart attack is within 1 to 2 hours of the first onset of symptoms. That's why the Emergency Department at Rutherford Regional Health System has become a chest pain accredited facility. That means quality care here at home that could save precious seconds when treating the symptoms of heart attack. To learn more about Rutherford Regional and its commitment to save quality care, visit myrutherfordregional.com.
WCAB, the music's on us.
And they will be coming up here in about 20 minutes, some music from the golden oldies, classic oldies here on WCAB. Meanwhile, let's talk a little bit more. Thanks for letting me drop in on you this morning and talk about some things. I'm sort of playing catch up here on some things I've had I wanted to share with you for a period of time, but I've had a lot of guests I've interviewed, which I enjoy. And we like to talk about things that they're doing in their lives so you can have a part of that. We like to include you as part of our family and keep you posted on what's going on around the neighborhood as well as what's ideas that are happening out there so you can give some thought to it. The ruling recently from the courts is a victory for the president and the majority of Americans who do not want to fund the abortion industry with their tax dollars. The left thinks it's okay for us to put tax dollars into killing babies. They think that's okay, and that's part of their agenda. You'll notice in the debates coming up with them this week. But the court has ruled that the administration can axe Planned Parenthood funding by as much as $60 million. A panel of the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals last week now, allowed the Trump administration to deny federal funding to entities that commit abortions on site, a temporary but significant victory for the pro-life movement. The court will continue to consider lawsuits against the rule while it's in effect. In February, the Trump administration rolled out rules requiring facilities that receive family planning grant money, Title X services, to be physically separate from those that commit or refer for abortions. Under the previous rules, Title X services and abortions could co-locate in the same center as long as the abortions were privately funded. The facilities receiving federal money must also be financially separate from abortion centers. So the new regulation called the Protect Life Rule is expected to reduce Planned Parenthood's federal subsidies by $60 million, which is a good thing. That's what we got to do. We got to choke it out, keep the money from going to them. If they want to operate, let them operate from private sources and not government sources. You and I, who might be opposed to war, we don't need to be funding something like that. But yet the way it's set up now, we do. We fund that through our taxes on the federal government now. And the President, Donald Trump, is trying to stop some of that. He just won a victory there in the courts and has cut out at least federal subsidies of $60 million from taxes. So it's a little bit of time to chip the old block at the same time. And when he does stuff like that, it just makes the left angrier and angrier, if that's a word. And you'll hear him. You'll hear it all this week in these debates. You'll hear he. It's just amazing. Well, Burgess Owens, many of them may know who that is. He's a former NFL player. He's also an author of a book, but he was a witness at a congressional subcommittee hearing on reparations, suggested that the Democratic Party should pay restitution for the misery it brought to his race in the past. He said, Burgess Owens, at the House Judiciary Subcommittee on the Constitution, Civil Rights and Civil Liberties hearing last week, he said, I used to be a Democrat until I did my history and found out the misery that party brought to my race. And he is an African American. Let's point to the party that was part of slavery, KKK, Jim Crow, that has killed over 40% of our black babies, 20 million of them. Burgess Owens suggested that the Democratic Party should pay restitution for the misery it brought to his race. Burgess, who was referring to members of the Democratic Party who supported slavery in the Civil War era and voted against the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and they were there. Burgess, who opposes reparations, explained that he was a registered Democrat until he learned more about its history. I used to be a Democrat, he said, until I did my history and found out the misery that the party brought to my race. It was... And he's a smart one to figure that out. So many folks just follow monkey see, monkey do, follow that head of sheep down the valley, down the cliff, down the gutter. But folks who are having the opportunity to think about it, study about it, find out the history of what happened, they'd be on a different side. I guarantee you. Hey, here's a great story. You heard about Julia Hurricane Hawkins? You hear about her? 103 broke records at the National Senior Games. Yeah, 103. When Julia Hurricane Hawkins turned 100 years old, she stopped biking and started running. 100 years old, she started running. She knew she'd be a good runner because she had a lot of practice sprinting to pick up phone calls to her landline. Now at 103, she knows her suspicions were right. She won gold in the 50 and 100-meter races at the National Senior Games last week now, and set their record for the oldest woman to compete and win. She told Today, I always came running in to answer the phone, so I thought maybe I could run. I'm so glad it's over. I love running, but boy, it hangs over your head. But 103, and she broke the National Senior Games. Isn't that great? Love to hear stories like that where senior citizens are not sitting down and doing nothing. Throughout her life, Hawkins was an avid bike rider and gardener. She has dozens of bonsai trees on her acre of land in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You got a picture of her here. She's trim and slim and seems to be happy and cheerful. She's going across the finish line at the U.S. track and field competitions. She said, I would ride my bike every day, and as I got older, someone would go with me. I decided to quit after I had one fall and dislocated my elbow. When biking became too challenging, she wanted to replace it with another activity and pick up running. So soon after she started running at 100, she broke several world records. I don't train like most runners. I just keep active and do a lot of things, she said. But she stays, the key word there, of course, is stays active. I think that's a great, great thing. Well, a Bible that once belonged to President Abraham Lincoln resurfaced 150 years after his death, pointing to the faith he clung to at a pivotal moment in history and when he was growing more overtly religious. Well, we might ought to take him off of all the walls because he might have been a religious person. Lincoln's faith has long been debated over the years. He was known as the village atheist as a young man, but he gave one of the most explicitly religious speeches ever by a president during his second inaugural address. Scholars say the new discovery helped solidify his faith later years. On Thursday, last week, the Bible will go, or maybe it's this week, the Bible will go on display for the first time at the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum in Springfield, Illinois. The 16th president was given the Holy Book on June 16, 1864, during a rare wartime trip to Philadelphia raising money for wounded soldiers, where Lincoln donated 48 signed copies of the Emancipation Proclamation that were sold for fundraising. He was gifted the 18-pound gilded Bible decorated with the words faith, hope, and charity by the hospital that treated wounded and ill soldiers during the Civil War. The cover of the Bible reads, "Presented to Abraham Lincoln, President of the United States, by the ladies of the Citizens Volunteer Hospital of Philadelphia." A few months later, upon receiving another copy of the Bible as a gift, Lincoln wrote, "In regards to this great book, I have but to say, it is the best gift God has given to man. All the good the Savior gave to the world was communicated through this book, but for it we could not know right from wrong. All things most desirable for man's welfare here and hereafter are to be found portrayed in this book." Abraham Lincoln. What a man. What a man. All right. It's time to take a little leave from the Blue Room. Be back here bright and early tomorrow morning. In the meantime, I'm going to go out with a little music that you can be enjoying after 9 o'clock this morning till 11:30. Classic oldies. Here's one.
Hold me close, hold me tight, make me thrill with delight. Let me know where I stand from the start. I want you, I need you, I love you with all my heart. Every time that you're near, all my cares disappear. Darling, you're all that I'm living for. I want you, I need you, I love you more and more. I thought I could live without romance until you came to me. But now I know that I will go on loving you eternally. Won't you please be my own? Never leave me alone, 'cause I die every time we're apart. I want you, I need you, I love you with all my heart. Well, I thought I could live without romance until you came to me. But now I know that I will go on loving you eternally. Won't you please be my own? Never leave me alone, 'cause I die every time we're apart. I want you, I need you, I love you with all my heart. Go, please stay. Don't go, please stay.
If I got on my knees and I pleaded to you not to go but to stay in my arms, would you walk out the door like you did once before. Would this time be different? Would you stay?
Don't go.
Please stay.
Don't go.
Please if I call out your name like a prayer in the night, would you leave me alone with my tears, knowing I love you so? Would you still turn and go? Would this time be different in some way?
Don't go.
Please stay.
Don't go.
Please stay. You took me away from the rest of the world when you taught me to love you like this. Now I hang by a thread in the canyon of doom, but I still can be saved by your kiss. If I got on my knees and I pleaded to you not to go but to stay in my arms, would you walk out the door like you did once before? Would this time be different? Would you stay? Please stay. Please stay. Please stay.
WCAB. But Democrats are divided because many of them are concerned that the president may use that funding to go ahead and fund tactics that they simply don't agree with to further fund his crackdown on immigration. So Democrats are trying to put some conditions on this money, and that now has the president threatening a possible veto.
We're getting a new look at the night that actor Jussie Smollett says he was attacked in Chicago. ABC's Ryan Burrow.
The nearly 70 hours of video evidence comes from cabs, streets, stores, even Chicago police body cam video from their first encounter with Jussie Smollett after the attack. Smollett still wearing the noose, claiming he wanted officers to see it. Smollett's face is blurred out. The video also includes the images of the Osendero brothers as they shop for items allegedly used in the attack.
Sick 9/11 first responders set to meet with Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell today on Capitol Hill. You're listening to ABC News.
Are you more than $10,000 in debt? Feel like you're on a never-ending treadmill, staying in one place and never getting ahead with those minimum payments? You feel like there is no